Good morning, KU. I'm Josh.
And I'm Caitlin, and happy National Teddy Bear Day. Josh, I know you have a good teddy bear story.
I do. I thought in honor of National Teddy Bear Day, this would be a good time to tell everyone a little bit. I have actually had my own teddy bear now for 20 years. Bear with me here. He was given to me when I was born in the hospital. I would say my first recollection of this teddy bear, or me having this teddy bear, would probably be when I was about 3 or 4 years old, and I've just kept him ever since then. He goes by the name of Softy. Obviously, he's not here with me at college. I kind of ditched him after a certain age. I couldn't pinpoint when it was, but he's found a new home in one of my drawers back home in my room. So Softy, if you're out there watching, shout out to you. But so yeah, I just thought it'd be an interesting story.
So he did not join you here in Lawrence, though.
No, he didn't. No. But switching gears here to a little more serious topic, Lawrence, Kansas, and essentially Douglas County is under a water drought warning. And I understand that Douglas County has been under a watch since 2011, but now it's the seriousness of the problem has kind of been brought to the forefront here, and officials are warning Lawrence residents to kind of watch how much water you use, especially if it's not necessary. Right, just to kind of conserve it a
little bit. And I know Caitlin Klein had a great article on the UDK today about it, and just to kind of watch how much water you're using, maybe turn off the water when you're brushing your teeth and
when you're shaving.
Right.
Also, I see she says, and this is one thing that I like to hear, especially, you can go to car washes instead of washing your car at home.
Less work for you.
Right, less work, and the car wash recycles the water.
Helping everyone out.
Yeah, so we know about this drought warning now. Have you felt any of the effects?
I have not. I don't know if we're gonna really feel all the effects, but it was mentioned that possibly the price of meat could go up or something like that, and on a student budget, that could be kind of hard, having to pay more for your food.
Right, and I think that's something that maybe not all students here really realize, but yeah, definitely if your grocery prices are going up, that's gonna have a major effect on your maybe weekly or monthly budget. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Not a big problem yet, but it could be in the future. So switching gears here once again, I understand there's some big political shockwaves.
Yeah, Janet Yellen is having her Senate hearing today for confirmation to be the new federal chair. So she would be replacing Ben Bernanke if that goes through. And it's also a big deal because she would be the first woman in charge of the major national bank.
Wow, so big news there.
Big news for a woman today.
Right, and I'm sure she'll do a great job. I haven't been following the interview process for the Federal Reserve chairman, but I'm sure she'll do just a great job. And I think that we're seeing more and more women now here in American society kind of step into those larger roles that are really in important situations for them to make decisions for the greater community of the United States.
Just more women in higher positions and getting more attention just in the press and in the world and everything.
Right, and so I think it's great for American society that we have, because gender really doesn't play a huge role in a lot of these positions where we're seeing women step into the forefront. And like I said earlier, I'm sure she and all the other women who are in those positions will do a great job, and I don't think we'll see a drop-off in leadership in this country. But you also mentioned that there's been some women activists who have been kind of upset over not this, obviously, the Janet Yellen, but
because that's good.
But there's been some negative.
Yeah, on the other side, there's a story a few weeks ago about a journalist who revealed that she was the author of the blog 300 Sandwiches, which she chronicles her journey to getting engaged. So her deal with her boyfriend was she would make him 300 sandwiches and he would propose. So there was some,
I think she could do whatever she wants with the sandwiches, but yeah, I definitely can see where people are coming. I guess to her power, she can quantify when she'll be proposed.
And now she has a book deal, so think whatever you want about that, I guess, but it's a cool story. And we will be right back with Riley and the guest.
Hello, I'm here today with our guest Drew Carlberg, a Comms 431 student. How are you doing today, Drew?
Doing pretty good.
So, Drew, you've got something going on in the Union today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Actually, our Comms 431 project, our class actually, is doing a project on Tolerance Day. I'm not sure if you guys are aware what Tolerance Day is, but Tolerance Day is promoting and creating a cultural awareness between countries to kind of move away from the word tolerance and towards the word like understanding and acceptance.
Well, cool. What kind of things do you have for students to do today?
We actually have interactive game boards. So we're going to talk about like stereotypes. We're going to talk about the different cultures, the backgrounds, religions of the different women in the different countries. And we also have an interactive video, which I really can't reveal anything yet. But if you guys come, then you guys can definitely see what it's about.
All right, awesome. So what are good times for students to come by and check out your table today?
So actually we are meeting in the Sabatini Multicultural Resource Center, located right next to the Union at 4 o'clock tonight. We are also doing another presentation on the 15th from 11 to 12:30, the same place as well, and the 18th, which is a Monday, this coming up Monday.
Awesome. Well, I think that's all we got for you today, Drew. We'll be right back with the news and Brett.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back, I'm Brett Ivy. For the news today, 4 Marines were killed yesterday at Camp Pendleton just north of San Diego, California. The deaths occurred in what the military is reporting as a range accident. NBC News is reporting that the accident involved the detonation of an unexploded ordnance. The USS George Washington aircraft carrier has arrived in the Philippines to help with the relief effort. The U.S. Navy's 7th Fleet includes a crew of 5,521 helicopters. The typhoon has left many without food and clean water, and the United States has pledged to give $20 million in aid and supplies. From the entertainment world, Justin Bieber is taking selfies to a whole new level. The pop star is backing a new social networking app called Shots of Me. The app allows users to take a picture of themselves using exclusively the front camera. Users are also not allowed to comment on any photos in the app. The men's basketball game on Tuesday was in Chicago, so students need to find a good place to watch it. While many watched at home or at local establishments, the Kansas Union offered another option. The Kansas Union hosted its first ever watch party Tuesday night when the Jayhawks took on the Duke Blue Devils. Multiple chairs were set up in front of a big screen projector for students to come and watch the game. The Union, partnering up with Student Union Activities, also provided free food and pop for any student that wanted to come. Claudia Larkin, Director of Marketing for the KU Memorial Unions, helped coordinate the event. She said that most students can't make away games. The union wanted to host watch parties.
Well, we knew there'd be a lot of students on campus that wouldn't be able to make it to the away games, and so we just decided that we'd open up the union's door, we put out some food and some pop, and throw a party of our own right here at the Union.
Josh Treff, a sophomore from Minnesota, said having a watch party at the Union is a great way to get out and watch the game with some fellow Jayhawks.
I think, it's a really good way to get kids in here to, come together and watch basketball together. It's a great alternative to sitting home.
If you missed the watch party on Tuesday, don't worry. The Union plans to host one during each away game. The Kansas women's basketball team matched the men's team with a victory of their own last night. The Lady Jayhawks knocked off SIU Edwardsville 72-56 in Allen Fieldhouse. Junior Chelsea Gardner led the way with 19 points. Next up for the Lady Jayhawks will be Creighton at 4 p.m. on Sunday again in Allen Fieldhouse. Freshman basketball players are always faced with living up to high expectations on the court, but for Andrew Wiggins, the expectations are higher than ever.
Kid's 18 years old and he's never made a college basket, but we're going to compare him to Chamberlain. So that's impossible. But could he be a great one? Absolutely.
With help from the Spencer Research Library, here's a look at how dominant Wilt Chamberlain really was. This is a film from the 1957 NCAA title game between Kansas and North Carolina. Kansas lost in 3 overtimes, but Chamberlain displayed his dominance throughout. That season, Chamberlain was named the NCAA tournament's most outstanding player. North Carolina defended him well, as all teams did, by surrounding him with 2, 3, and even sometimes 4 players. Chamberlain still averaged 30 points and 18 rebounds per game in his 2 seasons at Kansas. His dominance forced an evolution in how the game was played. The lanes were widened, offensive goaltending was added, and inbounding rules were also changed. He has been called the strongest player to ever play the game by those who played against him. Nobody like him has been seen before or since. And as you can see here, he is just a dominant figure on the court, big and tall and able to score seemingly at will.
Dominant in today's college game? I don't have to watch film on Will. I watched him live when I was growing up, so I'm a lot older. So, Will could play anytime, anywhere. If he was playing today, he'd be the best 7-foot athlete there is, period. Most dominant player ever to play. Not the best, but he'd be in the discussion, top 5 probably. But without question, nobody's ever been more dominant than what he was.
All right, that's going to be it for the news today. We'll be right back with Josh and Caitlin. Stay tuned.